Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Netley Thompson, and this week I am joined by the problem of the show, Charlie Cooper.
Fucking cheek of it.
4 of them. And my long lost love! Fucking problem already.
Such an important moment as well, and you've just fucking ruined it.
Sorry.
I'm going to have to do that again now. And my long lost love! Kristian Lasham.
Hello, I'm back, everyone. How have you been without me?
Do you know what you should have done?
What?
Hello, y'all, I'm back!
As you were starting the thing, I was thinking about it, but I'm not confident in an American accent at all.
I'm confident in no accent.
Neither am I, as you just heard. I sound... What was the rooster in fucking...
Longhorn Leghorn, whatever his name is.
yeah.
Oh, in Chicken Run.
I say, that's Chicken Run.
No, there's a rooster in American Chicken in Chicken Run. American Rooster. Is that what you're talking about?
No!
Huh.
Foghorn Leghorn from
What the fuck's
Looney
that?
Tunes. Well, I say.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What was your childhood?
Well, I don't know if it's appropriate for me to get into that. There is an American Chicken in Chicken Run. I'm not wrong.
But it was clearly not who I was talking about. Oh. But anyway, yeah! How is everyone?
I'm alright. Today is the first day I'm feeling like I'm catching up a little bit into UK time. It's taken a few days. Today I'm like feeling a bit more usual. I got to bed I got to sleep at a slightly more reasonable time, and woke up a bit more comfortably. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's feeling much better today.
That transatlantic jet lag is shit. It's
Fucks
all right
you up.
going there. Coming back is awful.
Completely messes
So
you
bad.
up.
I'll come back from when we were talking about earlier on. I'll come back from Mexico, very similar route, and went for a nap. Woke up. I was like, I'll just get some lunch. But at the time, 9:45 at night. I'm like, I'll just write that off. You know.
Well, this is the problem. I was no matter what, I was awake at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Like I'm hungry because this is when I was normally having dinner because we were eating dinner late out there as well. So it's like I am hungry and dinner was big. So it was like, where's your massive 10 fucking what's the pounds? Pounds? £10? What? £10 steak. Is it pounds? Would it be in pounds?
Ounces.
Yeah, ounces.
A
10
£10
ounce
steak would be the size of this fucking table.
10 ounce. Where's your big 10 ounce fillet steak, Kristian, and your fries and everything else that goes with it, and your soda the size of fucking Lake Windermere. So it's been a struggle, and today I'm feeling a lot better. Also, alcohol out there is particularly strong.
Is it?
Yeah.
How's it stronger than what you got?
I think just because the way they like to make drinks. So you
Right.
go, hello, server, not waiter, it's server. Like a Jack and Coke, please. And they're like, cool, if that's what you want, Jack and Coke coming up. And then they turn around and they get a bunch of ice, and then they get the bottle of Jack and they do that. Mm-hmm. Do a little bit uppy downy thing.
Yeah.
And then just a little bit more. And then they go to the Coke tap and there you go.
Because they're free pouring. I see what you mean. I thought you meant their spirit rather than
No, they're just like, fuck it.
So it's a bit like coming around my house.
Yeah. But like, they're like, fuck it. And Hannah says they free pour, not measure, but they also just don't stop. Like they just go, and then just a little bit of Coke. And then the other problem is, because it's a shit ton of ice and then hot, what happens is you get given this Jack Coke. So, oh, that's strong. I don't mind.
Yeah.
I like whiskey. So, just stronger than I expected. Fine. Whatever, and then leave it for 5 minutes. Come back and the ice is melted. It's like, oh, that's just diluted whiskey now. Great.
Yeah. Interesting.
This cost me $20. Fuck this.
Those poorer spouts you see and put in the bottles. So with those on, if you count not like a full second, just 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a fluid ounce.
Yeah, but Americans use different systems. So.
They use fluid ounces.
Yeah, but I was going to make a joke about metrics, imperials, and that means time was different, but it didn't really work.
No.
Fair. My main thing with drinks not made by the stingy British is that I actually quite like them to be weaker, and then I drink more of them. If it's a case of I'm trying to get intoxicated, then I just drink more of them.
Sure.
Because if there's one thing I don't like, and there's many things, but if there is one thing, it's the taste of alcohol.
No, I'm
Really?
kind of with you for the most part.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. If it tastes alcoholic, I don't really care. So I like... What I used to do at parties, back when they were a thing, was I would get a 2-gallon jug with a tap on it. I know it would just be an entire bottle of vodka, an entire bottle of peach schnapps, and then like 2 cartons each of orange juice
so you
and
make a
cranberry
punch,
juice.
like, yeah.
I'd make a sex on the beach.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a sex on the beach.
Yeah, it's sex on the beach.
If Jack's ever drinking a cocktail, it's a sex on a beach.
Or
Yeah.
a porn star martini.
Well, Star Martini's hit, man. They're so nice. Like, what would if we ever do some sort of meet up thing? I'll pre-make a big rum punch. Well, I think that's
I had some form of rum punch out there. I don't know what it was. It was called a Caribbean rum punch, and I just read it and went, "That sounds like the sort of thing I'll drink. I'll have one of them."
I mean, basically all rum's Caribbean. So
Well, yes.
I don't know.
Because we were in a Caribbean themed hotel, so all the drinks
sure,
are
it's a
named.
brand, yeah.
There's a Depp Heard joke in the term rum punch.
I had a mega pint of rum. Topical. I've been paying attention whilst I've been in the US.
Trust Jack to go with the dirty name cocktail. I just like the fruity and the tooty.
You'll definitely like rum punch. I make them. It's
I
very
like
fruity.
fruity, but I also don't like rum, so we'll see.
I think you might be alright.
I also don't like vodka and schnapps, though. So
There you go.
Either which way, the moral of the story is I'm slowly becoming more accustomed to English time. However, I am drinking a lot more.
Because you're back at work and dealing with customers.
That's probably an element of it, but no,
You're
like
dealing with the British.
it's not that I'm drinking more than when I was there. I'm just drinking more than before I went away because my body's become accustomed to copious amounts of alcohol, which it hadn't before. So
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah, that's all. That's all.
That's fair. That's fair. We are here.
What?
You didn't do the thing.
I didn't. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. Follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is a conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed.
Well,
Indeed.
the Discord will be the exclusive of we can find out what the fuck Kristian just did.
I crushed my finger.
I said
between-
exclusive.
Shut up!
You crushed your finger. I assume that's what happened.
Yeah, I crushed my finger between the chair and the table leg, and
Yeah, I assume that
it
was
hurt
happening.
me.
Where did I get to? Discord. And now you can follow us on Instagram at rabbitholemedia_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. It's been a while.
I think that's the first time ever I've done it. I've actually remembered to do it.
It's been a while since it's also been in sync.
Yes. Yes.
You can head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love.
We had 2 sinks in our hotel room.
You know what?
We had 2 sinks.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, his and hers sink.
Right.
And I'd never sort of understood the whole his and hers sink thing. So what's the
Yeah.
point? I don't understand. Now I understand. It was good. Mainly because I didn't have to worry about her telling me off for like leaving like beard hairs in the sink or whatever. Because it was my sink. You go worry about your own sink with all of your products and things around it. I've got my toothbrush and my razor
I always thought
and my mess.
I always thought the point of a his and her sink was look at all the money we have.
Probably.
Look at all this space we have. If I put a second sink in our bathroom, it would mean removing the toilet.
Yeah. You could use the toilet as a
I
sink.
think it's quite. We'll use the sink as a toilet.
Could do that.
I feel there would be more issues with using a sink as a toilet than a toilet as a sink. Mainly, where does the poop go?
You have to kind of like
You get the
waffle,
bug rush.
you kind of have to like waffle stomp it down the drain.
All waste disposal units they have in America, didn't they? Sorted.
They
That's in
didn't.
the kitchen sink. No, don't do that.
They don't have a waste disposal unit just in the bathroom. What's
No,
the
I was
matter with
thinking
you?
of the kitchen sink, and I think, hang on, no, don't shit in the kitchen. That's really
Don't
bad.
shit in the sink! A general rule of thumb for all of life.
Too late.
Don't shit in the sink.
Sorry, Hannah.
We are not here, of course, to talk about dropping a deuce in the hand washer place.
I'm really disappointed that you weren't able to think quickly on the spot of a rhyming word for sink that rhymes with deuce.
Is there one? That is-
Probably not. But like, you should have said dropping your stink in the sink.
I should have done, but hey, I'm not smart enough for that. We're here, of course, to talk about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We'll go around doing our general thoughts, and then we will spoil the ever-loving shit out of it, obviously. Charlie, what did you think?
I fucking hated it. No, I'm joking. It was amazing. Wow, it's mad off the. Marvel's been so fucking good in the past 5 years overall. Obviously, not everything's been as good as others. You know, Loki didn't hit as well as quite a lot of the other stuff, and obviously we had What If. But as far as the films go, we have had some incredible stuff, and this just I kept worrying about it. Can't keep being this good. There's no way they're going to at some point it's going to drop down and they get standard's going to drop, and it just hasn't. And this was just so cool. Everything was so cool. Loved it.
Excellent, Chris.
I have two particular thoughts on as general thoughts for this. The first one is that I am completely and utterly, emphatically in love with Elizabeth Olsen, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
A fair statement.
There you go. The other one was that I don't disagree with Charlie. I loved it. I thought it was very, very good. I don't think it was amazing. I think it has problems that are glaring, personally, that I don't see. I've seen some people talk about, but for me, just became more distractions when watching it. But I didn't hate the film in any. I loved the film. There are so many bits of it I loved. And thoroughly enjoyed. But there are things where I feel like you've dropped the ball there and could have been better. And some bits you just leave that out. You could have just left it out because it didn't change anything. And I think from a plot point of view and a writing point of view, there were definitely things where they went, we'll do this to keep people happy, and we'll do this for this, and
sure.
And that for me was like, take that out and just make a good independent story and stop trying to rely on all this other stuff. Like, things need to be linked, but they don't need to be linked so blatantly and intrinsically as what some of this was trying to do. And I also think it suffered a little bit from, I think the trailers give a completely false representation of what the film's going to be in a lot of ways.
To a degree.
To a degree, yeah.
Well,
to a degree.
It doesn't. People's imaginations got carried away.
Yeah, and absolutely.
And therefore, So the trailer actually sums up the film pretty fucking well.
It does when you have the context, I think.
Yeah, but it's then just people let their imaginations go wild. I don't blame the film for that. I blame people's imaginations.
I blame the marketing more than anything. I would say that given the context we had, I think it's fair that people took, and I took the assumption I took. But as I say, I did thoroughly enjoy the watch. Thoroughly enjoyed the film. So and the few negative things I have to say about it are very minor, really, but they just seem to really stand out to me. So
I agree with both of you. I think this is fantastic. I did my little ranking that I put, my tier list that I put in the Discord, and I did put this as an S tier.
Yeah, I noticed you put it really. I wouldn't personally put it that high, but
but to go off of what you said and to what Hannah says, she also says it's better than Eternals, but not better than Shang-Chi and No Way Home. I disagree on both counts. I think everything you just said, I think, is way more prominent in No Way Home. I think you can remove 2/3 of No Way Home and it would be the exact same film. And from a plot perspective.
I'd be intrigued to get into that in detail later. Because based off the not actually knowing what points we're both really talking about, I don't know if I agree, but we'll talk about that explicitly.
Just from that, obviously, blanket statement, I obviously might change my opinion based on what you said when we get into spoilers. But on the blanket statement of a lot of this didn't need to be there, pretty much none of No Way Home actually needed to be there.
Let's say I feel we'll do that in detail in a minute.
Exactly.
And actually,
but yeah, I think this was one of the top tier ones. It was definitely better than Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is really good, but it was definitely better than Shang-Chi.
I probably enjoy No Way Home more because of the fucking nostalgia you get with that and the oh my god moments. But yeah, I think it's I agree with you. It's been the same tier. I do agree with that.
Fair. Well, there's nowhere else really to go then. This should be an interesting conversation. Well, we can outnumber Chris and beat him.
Hang on, I might side with him. I might change my mind. This might be a double entendre.
Just explain that you both you disagree with each other.
I could be leading you on.
Seems like a waste of time being here, doesn't it? I really like Shang-Chi as well, Hannah. I just preferred this. This conversation will probably make me realise that I liked a scene from this a lot. But Sammy, do not support that political shit show. Fuck Eurovision right in the face.
That I do agree with you on.
There we go. Anyway, spoilers. Before it leaves our head, I kind of want us to boil this down. So what were the bits that you think just didn't need to be there?
I know you're going to disagree because you've already said about it in the Discord, but the whole Illuminati thing added nothing and was there for no other reason than to go, cameos. And if that whole thing had happened with just Mordo, literally, if the thing was just Mordo going, Doctor Strange did this, which is why I don't trust him, and I'm going to hold you up, and blah, 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 why it all happened, the exact same thing would have happened.
I agree.
They brought in cameos of some characters which they then didn't utilize. Obviously, I get the idea they were going was they're easily defeated because of how powerful Wanda is, but at the same time, some of them are characters we've not seen in or seen on screen yet. Like we haven't seen Peggy Carter on live action. We hadn't seen Josh. I can never say his name. So
John Krasinski.
John. I'm just going to call him the Office Man because I can't pronounce his name. Like, it just is what it is. It's a tongue twister for me. We hadn't seen him on as the character, and obviously he was wanted.
So I'm just laughing because we love you, but that was a very old man comment.
I did not like him near as much as Shang-Chi. It was too negative for my liking, but that's talked about a bit in my reading the things. Yes, that is a very old man comment.
You damn good.
So yeah, like for me, if you're going to bring all those characters in and Professor X and whatnot, I don't see the point in then just doing nothing with them and just immediately killing them off. The reason they did that was to go, multiverse. It was to go, we put Professor X in the trailer and imply X-Men, and look, now we've given you Krasinski as you all wanted, without that really confirming that he's definitely there. And as Sammy just said, it's just a screen test for Krasinski. I can't say his name. The Office Man, more than anything. That doesn't guarantee he's going to be the one in the new film or anything like that.
I think it does.
I think it probably means that, but it doesn't necessarily. They could just do that as a one-off thing and then whatever. And they just did nothing. They just did nothing with any of that in a way that served the film at all. So it was like, well, that was a waste of time. And actually, the whole multiverse thing, for the most part, other than the fact that it was why Wanda was going on, that was her motivation, was to get the girl to get the multiverse to find her kids. Otherwise, the multiverse didn't really do anything. And I think the implication from what we've had from Loki, WandaVision and No Way Home was that what happens in No Way Home and what happens in Loki is all part of unleashing the multiverse. But actually, the fact that their multiverse was in this was irrelevant. Like, what happened in No Way Home had nothing to do with this, or what happened in this had nothing to do with No Way Home. It just so happened there was another character who happened to be doing stuff in the multiverse, and it was just coincidence. It's like, why have we got a coincidental another multiverse thing in this world directly after this one with no link there?
Not true.
Is it not? I feel like it is.
So the only reason the multiverse is even a thing is because of Loki.
Loki is what they say, yeah, because of what happens at the end of Loki is what makes
these things
the
have
multiverse.
only just started being able to happen, which is why they're happening, essentially. So the whole No Way Home wouldn't have happened if Loki hadn't happened, and neither would have this. Yeah, it was probably pretty convenient timing. They didn't necessarily have anything to do with each other in the multiverse, but I never thought they would, because the multiverse was super Spider-Man specific in...
It was, but that...
In No Way Home.
But No Way Home ended with him saying, they're all coming through and I can't stop them, and this whole big thing about the fact that he was open, that the multiverse was opening.
Only for people who knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know, but it was this idea that the multiverse was breaking and splitting open, right? And then as you come out of that film ended with a trailer for Multiverse for Madness.
Oh yeah,
which is where I think the marketing has caused the issue, and I think that's why the marketing is created, where people would think, hang on, I was expecting this to be something different, because coming straight out of No Way Home into the trailer for Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange in that trailer talking about the multiverse, and not, there's no mention of the fact that America Chavez is the cause of the multiverse in this film in the trailer. So I think it's fair to then assume that the link is what's happened in No Way Home has caused the multiverse to open. So I think that's a marketing issue. I think even just putting maybe one or two films in between or something may have even solved that problem. But for me, it was just a case of like, okay, I'll get over the fact the multiverse happens to just be its own story here, fine. But I just found that what they did to do the universal stuff with the extra characters just added nothing. And I think if they hadn't have done that, and just had that section with just Mordo going, I don't trust you because of what our Doctor Strange did, and that just causing the brief interruption there, I would have been just as happy. I don't think it added anything to the film.
No,
And considering it's a film about the multiverse, that just feels like a waste of the multiverse for me.
fair, but
As I say, minor, by the way, that is a minor.
feel
pick.
exactly the same way about Maguire and Garfield in No Way Home. They added nothing to the plot.
The only reason why I would somewhat disagree with that, because I do get that you could have easily just gone, well, Peter 1 works it all out, how to deal with it himself and take them all out himself. They used those characters and did more with the characters than what they did with the ones.
Yeah, they did, but
and I think for me that's where it differs. As if they had maybe used those characters more and done more with them and didn't just immediately have them wiped out without really putting up much of a challenge, then I think I would probably feel differently about it, because it wouldn't feel as wasted. And cameo is the wrong word to use because it is a cameo, but I can't think of the right word.
it's an extended cameo. But
Yeah.
yes, but there is still no need for them to be there. Like, the only reason they help in terms of figuring out the cures because they've already done it. So they haven't really done anything.
No, I agree with that.
Useful. They'd already done it, so they just knew the answer. So it wasn't like them working together to figure this out. It was just, we've already done it, we'll do it for you. And the only reason they needed the other Spider-Men was because obviously Aunt May died, and then they became the ones who bring him back from the edge and what have you. But the only reason Aunt May died was to give the other Spider-Men a reason to be there. So it was kind of a case of, like, if you just didn't, like, this plot could have gone and would have gone the exact same way if you just didn't write them in.
And I don't disagree with that, but the reason why I think that's okay is because all those things combined, although it didn't need to happen that way, worked. I just don't think the Illuminati scene worked, because it was, here's Professor X, who clearly is a different Professor X to what's in the X-Men movies. This is a different universe, and they actually make that quite clear. This is a different universe to the X-Men universe. Fine, no issues with that side of things. Here's Captain Carter, and I think that's also clear it's not the same one from What If.
It's not. No.
I think that's pretty clear. Here's Black Bolt from Inhumans, which I think's, I didn't seeing a character from Inhumans turning up.
That was a bit of a curve.
I would argue, if you're going to do a multiversal film about the Darkhold and you're not going to give me fucking Leopold Fitz, that's an error.
It's because it's a different Darkhold.
Different universe is fine.
Well,
It's
yeah.
fine.
You could just argue that. Yeah, 100%.
So, it's fine. Make that work. But that, cool
Would you
having
not
them
rather
there.
they saved Leopold Fitz for a proper role?
Yes, in hindsight, I'm glad Leopold Fitz was not there. And then, obviously, bringing in the fan-led casting that everyone wanted. By the way, he's only been cast because the fans wanted him, really.
Mm-hmm.
That is fully a fan-led
He also,
casting.
just from a visual perspective, he is Reed Richards from the comics
I agree.
as well.
Yeah, he looks like him, absolutely. But I don't think he would have been cast otherwise.
Yeah, but I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch was only cast. Was cast by fans as well.
Absolutely. And again, I don't have a problem with him being a fan-led casting. But when you take all those things into account, for them to then do absolutely really nothing with any of those characters just felt like a waste of having them there. And I do understand the point that it's supposed to be, look how powerful Wanda is. She's just obliterating people, and she's terrifying in this film. Wanda is terrifying in this film, and I think that's excellent. I love the depiction of dark, angry, mad Wanda in this film.
It was so rainy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It really, really felt like a horror film at so many points.
Yeah. And I think she was excellent in that and doing that role as well. But it just then meant for me that it undid any of the interesting excitement about that multiverse side of things and having those characters come in, and I just wouldn't have... Basically, if they weren't there, I wouldn't have minded. Is essentially where it got to.
That's fair. And if they weren't there and had put something else in its place and it was well done, I wouldn't have necessarily minded either. It's more that this was 4 minutes, whereas the No Way Home thing was the last hour and a half of the film.
So then it used it, and then gave us loads of really cool moments.
But
which we didn't then get. So although, you could... I think most plot things in films you could argue didn't need to be there, because none of it needs to be there. So I think, for the most part, you could argue that with a lot of things. But if you then use those things well and make them entertaining, I don't think that matters. I just don't think this was used well. I just think it was a waste of those characters and a waste of those cameos, personally. That's all.
Fair enough. I disagree. I thought it was done well. I thought it was...
I did.
Yeah, I thought it was done really well, and it was cool as fucking shit. I got more hyped about that scene than I did in No Way Home. Personally.
So what was it about it that you thought was like...
Well, it's just the acknowledgement of these characters, for one. Like, it's the implication of what it means as opposed to the thing itself, like, and where it's going and what we're going to see going forward, and the idea of what else we could see in the future, because we're not done with the multiverse.
No, of course not. No.
I don't think the multiverse is going to be on for much longer. You definitely can't do an Infinity Saga out of this. It'll get old very quickly. I reckon it will be done within a couple of years. But I keep picking up this elastic band and then pinging it by accident. But it's the implications of the stuff we could then see more than we will probably never see those Spider-Man again.
No, of course. Yeah, no, I agree. Which I think is probably also why
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, and why they got as much screen time.
Yeah, exactly, because we're not going to see him again. And I think I see a lot of people shitting on this movie because people like Ben Affleck didn't show up as Daredevil.
Oh yeah,
and
all
Nicolas
that
Cage didn't show up as Ghost Rider. I say the implication a lot. I don't remember ever saying it before on
Does
the
he?
show in my life.
I mean, he said it a lot in the last few minutes. Is that what you mean?
I said it like 3 times.
I'm on your
feel
side,
attacked.
Jack. Don't worry. I'm on your side.
Thank you. But implication,
String.
fuck you.
What are you implying, Hannah?
But anyway, and the stuff we're going to see going forward, like we'll get more multiverse stuff, and then we could see all these different things. Like the fact that the Illuminati exists is pretty cool. But all this, but then people expecting to see like Ghost Rider, Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider and stuff. I was like, you're obviously just a fucking idiot. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's these people that believe like that fucking fake credits that was going around.
which we said from the beginning, like that's not
well,
happening.
I also said like the people
The fake,
they would
the fake what? I didn't catch that.
the fake credits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and people just like, oh yeah, that's Tom Cruise in the trailer. I was like,
Yeah.
it's clearly a black woman.
Yeah.
Clear as day. Like,
And last time I checked, Tom Cruise, good actor as he is not a black woman.
he is not. He's not a black woman, you're correct. And I feel if he were to play one in a movie,
That would be
it
problematic.
would be a problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Would be nowadays anyway. Maybe 20 years ago he would have got away with it.
Didn't Robert Downey Jr. play a white actor playing
Yes.
a black guy in Tropic Thunder?
Yes.
Yeah, that was weird.
I feel that caveat was what kind of made him
That's-
get away
yeah.
with
The
it.
reason he got away with it was he was playing someone that was doing something they shouldn't
Yeah,
be
People
doing.
then had
yeah.
a problem with it
Hi,
about
Lizzie.
12 years later.
Yeah.
Which really pissed me off. I was like, it's 12 years ago. Fuck off. Like, yes, probably shouldn't have, but it was 12
Yeah.
years ago. It came out in the same year as...
It is also the same film where they talk specifically about don't go full retard. There are a lot of problems in that film
There
when you
are
look
lots of
back. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there are a lot of...
Which is why it's going to be my next pick. No, I'm joking. It's not.
We did Rush Hour.
Oh, God. Yeah, you did, didn't you? I didn't actually watch those.
So,
God.
and I just want to be clear. Like, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think this. I just think that those things didn't add much. At least for me, they didn't add anything. And I think the rest of the film was at such a good level in terms of what they were doing that I didn't need any of that to be trying squeezed in and shoehorned in to make the film good. So it didn't add anything to the film. I was just enjoying the film for what it was up until that point, and I was enjoying Wanda's story. And this film really is Wanda's story more
Absolutely.
than anything, which I know a lot of other people have complained about. Oh, it's not really a Doctor Strange movie; it's about Wanda. But
Oh, yeah, but it doesn't fucking matter, does it?
I have zero issue with that because
No.
Doctor Strange does have a bit of a character arc to this
Yeah.
as well.
He does. Yeah,
I still
absolutely
like
does.
Civil War, but it's not really a Captain American film. It's an Avengers
No,
film.
it's
you know,
not.
like,
It should have just been called Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't have been called Captain America or Civil War because of that. Also, the whole marketing thing of being who's your team. I was like, well, clearly you're implying Cap is in the right here.
Mm-hmm.
When watching that film, he absolutely
is not.
was not. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely. I want to ask a question because I am pretty fucking adamant. Do you think she's dead?
I think she is.
So do I. I'm pretty adamant she's dead.
Me and Lizzie have been speaking about this. I think Lizzie doesn't think she is, and I get how. I mean, she's got all those powers. They could easily
but she-
write in that she didn't die.
The reason I disagree was because she clearly wanted to die.
That's
in that
what I
moment.
thought.
Yeah.
I think that universe version is dead, yes, but it's not the last time we see Wanda.
No, I 100% agree. I'm more like we'll get.
Yeah.
She's not
This
dead
is what
at
I mean. We've had this
She's
conversation.
dead. Like the 616, our version, we got confirmation that
We
it was
did get
616.
confirmation of 616.
Again, we've already had it. It's very convenient that Jake Gyllenhaal pretending that there was a multiverse was correct. I grant, and I also don't like it. I like the implication that the comics could also be within the multiverse.
Sorry, I know what Lizzie means. She says, "What was the red pop if she's dead?" I know what she means because there was a red pop of, but also
literally an explosion.
literally
of
her
magic.
body being crushed.
Yes, yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, we'll see. We will see because we don't know.
No, but
I think
in the multiverse, it's the it's implied that okay, fine, I see it now.
It's going on a t-shirt.
Can I just appreciate, unless she's scissors, rocks don't kill someone that powerful unless she's scissors. Someone just said.
There was a flourish when the she's. We get the impression that there's many Wandas in the multiverse, but there's only one Scarlet Witch.
Yes.
She is dead as a doornail. Dead as a fucking dodo. We'll get more Wandas. It won't be this one because she is dead as a doornail.
Yes, and I think that will be. I think what they'll do is they will shoehorn the fact that the dream walking thing, and by the way, I love the whole concept. I'm sure it's not an original concept, but I love the whole concept of your dreams are views into other universes.
That's so cool, isn't it?
I think
love
that's
that.
a fucking excellent concept.
That doesn't really explain dreams based on things that just happened to you, though.
That's true.
Coincidence?
Entirely good. Well, I mean, if you go under the
All I'm
notion
saying is, though,
that there's an infinite number of multiverse, there's obviously it would just be a similar thing.
based off that concept, there is the implication that somewhere out there I'm married to Elizabeth Olsen. But I think when you take
Lizzie
that into
says,
account,
no, she's not dead. I refuse. In which case, you refuse reason.
No, I mean, I hope Lizzie's right because I would love to see more.
Sorry, Hannah just brought up my biggest issue with this movie, with the plot of this movie.
Yeah.
She did dream walking and was with her children and then left.
yes, I think the implication I took is she knew that there was a possibility that the Wanda she was taking over could fight back. But
they did nothing to do that at all, did they?
the only thing they do is Patrick Stewart talking to original Wanda in her head, creating the idea that she's in there somewhere. So that was the only thing that I took, was this kind of idea that that she could lose access to that body that the original Wanda could take back.
Yeah, let's do it again.
Someone just said it's not permanent, but like you say, you could do it again. I mean, Lizzie's really adamant on this one, which I like. It's cool.
And you're wrong.
I really think I think she's gone. I do think she's gone. I don't want her to be.
No,
I don't
I
even
think she's-
think it was meant to be a question.
Yeah, I don't think she's
I think
gone.
it's
I
a-
think that one is dead.
Yeah.
That's all I mean. That one is dead.
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch is gone.
And I think it will be that they will use the fact that another version of Wanda will know a little bit about it because of her dreams, and she's Wanda, so she's smart, so she'll figure some of it out again in the same way she did in this, be it through a Darkhold or whatever. Somehow she'll figure it out again.
Darkhold's gone.
Oh, the Darkhold they destroyed
Yeah.
across all the multiverses,
Yeah.
didn't they? Yeah.
But hang on, this is a question I had about.
I don't think Scarlet Witch will come back. I think we'll get
Wanda
Wanda
back.
again.
Exactly,
Yeah.
we'll get Wanda back, which
Yeah.
will be how they make the fact that New Vision doesn't understand what the fuck's going on is like, because he'll be building a new relationship with a new Wanda.
Yeah. I haven't.
Although he did get all of his memories back, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's being like, he says to her, he's like, I have my memories of you, but I don't know you. Like, it's different. It's not me in those memories.
Yeah.
So he's run off because he's clearly like, I don't understand any of this. Whereas if he meets a different Wanda that maybe doesn't have the same memories, he can create his new memories of her, and then that's a reason for them to form a relationship. Especially if that Wanda does have the kids. Like that's where I'm kind of thinking they'll end up going with it.
No, I agree. And also because they've introduced the kids, and they even in WandaVision showed that they do grow up to be hero, and they've introduced enough of the characters to then possibly do a Young Avengers down the line. I don't think there's a chance in hell we don't get another Wanda, but it's another Wanda.
Yeah.
A Wanda who has the kids.
Stream Sports says, where was White Vision and all the other Avengers? It was a massive scale issue. This is the problem screwing with the timeline. The other Avengers would have come in to help, just like Eternals in Universe Story shows up and
They
they
were
don't know is there.
literally in a different universe.
The answer to that question is that they're not in that universe. So it's not an Avengers issue. It's not an Avengers issue at all, because only a small amount of it happens in 616, and then they fuck off.
Yeah,
and then the
Illuminati would have been that universe's Avengers, and they got fucked.
Yeah.
That would have been the answer to that.
Yeah.
I liked in the scene where they obliterated their Doctor Strange. The amount of memes that have come out of that is hilarious. Just replacing the audio. My favourite one is beans. It's my favourite. You just see a very fucked dead Thanos on the ground next to him. That's quite nice. Nice touch.
No.
Because as it was on Titan.
Yeah. And we can acknowledge that she absolutely smashed it. She was fantastic as always.
Who?
Wanda. The
Oh, yes.
performance.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can. Absolutely. She's always good.
And yeah, I think Wanda and her performance in it, and the motivations they gave her, and the way they treated her, and the power she had, is what stand out in this film as being the things I enjoyed the most. And Sam Raimi's horror that he put into it.
I loved the fact that this was a horror movie.
Absolutely. I don't like horror
really
films,
liked it.
but I think it was done in such a way where it was a horror film, but it wasn't like
It was enough of everything else. Yeah.
And still felt Marvel. Camilla didn't watch most of it. She's not very good with horror films, and she spent most of the time looking away from the screen, which I found quite amusing. Because and a lot of it was quite uncomfortable and quite kind of like, fuck me, like they are pushing this on the scary side of things. But I think it worked so well and made sense given what was going on that would be, because she's doing dark shit. Like she's possessed by the Darkhold and doing dark shit and is driven by dark motivations. So
it was absolutely a horror film.
Yeah,
By all sense of...
someone else said to me they didn't find it scary, and that is a thing of just kind of like scariness is somewhat subjective.
Scariness is entirely subjective. I
Yes.
don't find any horror movie that has ever been made scary.
Yeah.
No.
So
I think the only thing that ever scares me in a horror film is a jump scare, which is more just bit of a shock.
That's not horror, though.
No.
That's
Stuff's
lazy
changed,
horror.
Yeah.
It's loud. Like,
Actual horror is something like A Quiet Place, John Krasinski, or
The Office
Get
Man.
Out,
Well,
or
Nope.
Nope, which is coming out later this year.
Yeah.
Will I watch it? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, and like you can get, when I watch a horror, a good one, I can feel into
A
the
rare
eerie
thing.
tones and be like, oh, this, I don't like this. I feel
It's
uncomfortable.
why a good horror film actually stands out as being so fucking good, because there's maybe 3 of them
Yeah.
in the entire universe.
But it's like it's not a film, but Haunted Hill House. That was, I loved that. That was brilliantly made. It just, and like even from like a cinematography point of view, there's something really cool about almost every aspect of that film. The audio design's fantastic.
You should watch Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass. Okay. I will.
Same guy.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely want to watch it.
Same guy. Real good. It was my show of the year last year. Or second, I can't remember. But more about this. Yeah, this was definitely a horror film. I mean, she came out of a mirror, all twisted and fucked.
all like fucking what is it? The Conjuring style, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Wasn't
then
the
there was
Grudge?
literally the chase scene, the ring.
The Ring, yes, yeah, the Ring.
Um,
I was getting so
then
confused.
there was the whole chase scene in the tunnels with the water. And the whole, it was definitely a horror movie, and the horror tropes and Sam Raimi tropes in there. It wasn't like completely a horror movie, because obviously it was still a Marvel movie, and there was a lot of action, and there was a lot of obviously
Comedy
fantastical elements and comedy and
It
stuff.
had that bloke in it whose name I never remember from Evil Dead, who was in all the
Bruce
Spider-
Campbell.
Yeah, that's it, Bruce
He
Campbell.
is in every single Sam Raimi movie.
I knew he was in Evil Dead, and I knew he was in all the Spider-Man. I didn't know he was in every Sam Raimi
Every
movie.
single Sam Raimi
Which one?
movie.
Who?
Bruce Campbell, the pizza ball guy.
Yeah,
that
he
kept
plays
punching
like the
himself.
usher
Oh,
in
him,
Spider-Man,
him,
or the wrestling
yeah,
announcer, or
The post-credit scene everyone's upset about.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Xavier's head. There was a TikTok that slowed down the scene of Xavier having his neck broken. Turns out she actually just ripped his head in half
Whoa.
from on the inside, because she does the whole twisty thing, but does it from here, and then you see it actually like it's super slow mo of 12 frames a second footage from a cinema screen, but you can see the two.
I'm on board with that. Cool. I like a gruesome death.
Yep. I mean, and they were all all these deaths were fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of them got turned into noodles.
Yeah, spaghettified.
Cheese string.
And then his head popped.
And then his head
But
popped.
the most fucked one was Black Bolt.
Black Bolt. Yeah.
or
That was-
Blackagar Boltagon or whatever his full name
That
is.
was mad, wasn't it? I just loved how that was delivered as well. What mouth? And it's like, which doesn't make any sense. And I was like,
Also,
"Oh!"
you're talking to a witch who you have been told is very, very powerful. Smartest man alive. Don't give away your tactic.
Well, the thing is that the smartest man alive is also by default going to be the most arrogant man alive.
Oh, he is.
Their whole,
Richards is pretty
and their whole
arrogant,
thing was like, oh, we can deal with a little witch because Wanda in their universe is nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
And not realizing that this is the Scarlet Witch. It's not Wanda.
No.
Like,
Well, they know it's the Scarlet Witch, don't they? He says they even mention that it's the Scarlet Witch and that we can deal with your little witch. I do think the most pitiful death was Captain Marvel's by a fucking statue. Just move. Move out of the way. Also, can't catch your own shield.
Yeah, that was weird.
A bit shit, aren't you?
Yeah.
Bit shit. But also, I went, ha! Yes, I've never liked Captain Carter.
No, I don't care.
I've never liked Peggy Carter. She's one of those characters that I've always wanted to just fuck off. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't really care that she keeps coming back, but I don't understand why. That's my. I was like, why is she such a fan favorite? She's done practically nothing.
Because she's another one back when she was introduced, she was there to play some sort of service to the main character. She wasn't there to be.
Yeah,
You know,
but
and-
even
and
from the
they
very
kept
get-go,
going.
from the very get-go, she's been brought back over and over
Yeah.
and over again as someone who's been heavily involved in it. And it's like, would she really? And she had her own TV show.
that was shit.
Oh,
That
no, I never saw
sucked.
that.
Don't bother.
Yeah,
That got cancelled after 2 seasons. Admittedly, got
Whereas Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had 9, so
7.
they look the same.
Inhumans only got 1 though, so
Yep.
before they just went, no.
Yeah, they gave us Black Bolt.
That was honestly the biggest surprise of this entire movie.
I didn't really know who he was, I'll be completely honest. I've never seen Humans. I'm not a big
That's
comic
why
reader.
it's a surprise to me.
There you go. And it's funny that with a lot of this stuff because I'm.
Sorry, just to interject. Sammy says they got cancelled because ABC wanted Atwell in another show. Yes, and decided that
Captain
other
Carter
show-
or Agent Carter wasn't good enough.
it wasn't good enough to.
Yeah.
So they'd rather put her in another show.
Yeah, use her talents in a much more positive way. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this has not been like I have nothing negative to say about Hayley Atwell.
No.
It's just like her character. Like now, I kind of get it more because obviously she's been giving more and more and more to do. But at the beginning, I was like, why did this take off from her role in the first Cat movie? I don't understand. She was just there literally as your stereotypical love interest. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with those characters, but I just don't understand why it blew up. Agent Carter was a bad show. I very much struggled and didn't finish it because I was like, this is...
We gave up. Yeah, we gave
Yeah,
up.
this is
I
real
can't really
bad.
Comment, but I've not seen it. But
But at least you do admit a bias towards Hayley Atwell, which is fine. A bias towards Hayley Atwell. She's not exactly difficult to watch.
Many of the people in Marvel aren't.
I know, it's really frustrating, isn't it, how attractive the MCU is. And it's just like, you know what? I wouldn't care that all these disasters are happening all the time if everyone around me looked like that. I'd be fine with it. If the worst looking person in your universe is Don Cheadle, you're doing fine. You know? Rich says, I feel that the reason why she's popular is because she went from a love interest to kick-ass woman in her own right, which is why I understand it now, but what I mean is why her character was boosted up and reused so much to get to that point.
Yes, that's what I.
because it happened quite slowly. It's
No,
not
it happened
No, it
really
just happened.
quickly.
Is the point? Yeah,
Like-
just suddenly she was doing more. I was like, wow,
Oh,
why?
I seem to remember her being sort of a bit of a tag along for quite a while. Maybe I'm remembering
But
it
that's
wrong.
that's what I mean though. Like she was in a lot of movies, and then she showed like she was in the first 2 Cat movies. Obviously, I understand why she would have been in the Winter Soldier. Obviously, but she was only there heavily make up and CGI because she was meant to be like 100 and something or whatever.
Yeah, so all she does in that film is die.
Yeah.
Well, no, she doesn't die yet. She loses her. She's got dementia.
Oh yeah, you're
And
right.
she
You're
does
right.
the, she forgets the interaction.
Oh yeah. It's sad that.
She dies off screen.
Yes.
For a character so popular, she literally died off screen in Civil War. But between that, she was in Ant-Man for some reason, as part of Shield, and obviously she helped found Shield and what have you. But it was just, I don't understand why that happened. Really,
I always found that when she died, and literally like they've just had the funeral. She's not even cold yet, and then all of a sudden he's
Getting it on
getting
with
on with her niece.
Yeah.
What the? I think I said that I've said this before.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck was that about?
it is particularly
Hey,
strange.
morning
Speaking
does
of
weird
strange.
things to you.
Speaking of strange,
Oh god, I'm not. No, I'm not saying stroke.
don't.
No.
Don't even imply you've got one.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, talking of Doctor Strange,
I like the bit where he jumped off the balcony.
mate, his suit-up scenes were excellent.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
weren't
that literally his pocket square
Was
being the
cape.
cloak.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
I need that suit.
I
One that can just change into badass robes with a pocket square that's a magical sentient cloak.
I've been getting there anyway, but I'm very full on. I'm very much on board with it. I like Doctor Strange as a character.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I've always
I've been
liked
there
him.
a while, but yeah, he's fucking sick.
Yeah, I love how I love his little bit of arrogance, but there's still this.
I like
kind
the
of,
arc in that he started off really arrogant, got very quickly humbled in
Yeah.
life, but now he's kind of the dog's bollocks again.
Yeah.
in
Yes,
his field,
exactly.
and he's becoming a little bit more
arrogant, but
again.
also keep trying to work out how to keep a certain amount of moral compass and stuff to everything. And this film is kind of really about him kind of learning to be like that and seeing the other versions of himself and realizing how he can be the best version of himself, which I think is quite a clever little metaphor that's done. Like, because he's actually physically seeing other versions of himself and wants to be his best version, as opposed to that being that normally that's a metaphor. And it's like, no, he's actually physically seeing that. I thought that was really cool.
Quick side note, there was a message very much early on in the stream from Hannah saying, did they even mention the events of No Way Home? Yes.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, it's very brief. It basically just confirms that both he and Wong knows that Spider-Man exists, but doesn't know
Don't
who
know
he
it's
is.
Peter Parker, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, was a question I had since watching that, so I was really pleased when they cleared that up.
You'd be surprised, but the internet are idiots. And they're just like, how
No.
does he know who Spider-Man is? Because he forgot Peter Parker, you fucking knobhead, not
So
Spider-Man.
he'll even remember saving the universe with him and all
Yeah,
that.
he'll
all those
remember
events.
everything that happened. He,
He
just won't remember
taking
who
his
Spider-Man
mask
is.
off
And I think that's even the same with
Everyone.
so it'll be the same with MJ and
Yeah.
Ned.
So they'll remember all the stuff they did with Spider-Man. They just won't know who Spider-Man is. So they must have questions.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Why did we do this with Spider-Man?
And why are we
Yeah.
not doing it anymore?
But
Yeah, that's the one question I still have, but I think that'll get answered. At some point they'll answer that, even if it's just with a
just
throwaway
think it's
line like in this.
oh yeah, it'll probably just be a throwaway line. But it does imply there aren't other Spider-Men because America Chavez has no idea who he is.
Well, at least that she hasn't yet been to a universe with them in, because we know there are other Spider-Men, because we had 2 of them in the last film.
Good point, one mate.
So
was.
it will be though that she hasn't been to a universe where they're in, because she's
Or just
like,
hasn't come across them.
yeah,
to be
because
fair.
she's like, what the fuck's a Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And I did enjoy that whole, where did the webs come from?
out of his heart. Yeah.
It's like, I hope not.
Yeah. That's funny.
Just as a point, you literally haven't.
We got there.
So, America Chavez.
I really liked her.
Yeah, I thought she was fine. Good performance. I don't like that they kind of. I'm sure again it'll get answered later, but I don't like that they set up this idea of she's the only version of her, which she was like, there isn't another one of me. I can't find me anywhere else. I'm the only one. So it's like, okay, so what's going on with you? Why are you so special? And then they just never even
Because
went
she
back.
has that power.
But they never went back to that, and that was just weird. to
Well,
me.
that'll be what we learn about her character.
Yeah,
going
so
forward.
I assume we will find
Like,
out in the
that'll be-
future.
That's the same. Sammy, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure she's the only version of herself in the multiverse in the comics as well.
That tracks. To be fair, that tracks.
And literally, for 2 seconds of this movie, it was banned in several countries in the world.
Yes, I know.
Because she has 2 mums.
She has 2 mums.
She's also wearing a pride flag
Yeah.
badge. But they they don't mention the fact that. Do you know why she has two mums?
No, they didn't tell you that. In the film.
No, because she comes from a universe where men don't exist.
Oh, I see.
Ah, that'd be better.
Probably would
That'd
be.
be much better.
I don't think anyone's disagreeing.
I personally would prefer a universe where no one exists.
Thanos was right.
I agree. Hannah also made a comment earlier that we know it's not the what if version of Agent Carter because she's not animated, and we know that there are animated universes, but we know that you change into whatever universe you go to because he becomes animated
he
becomes paint.
Yeah.
And you may have also just said that as a joke. That is entirely possible. So she's Amazon. Amazon is just an island, though. Themyscira is just an island.
Don't they leave Peggy? Don't they leave Captain Carter in a different universe in What If?
Yeah, but it was another animated universe, wasn't it?
Yeah, but my point is that they just left her in another universe, though. So we know it wasn't in this universe that they got left in. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it is. But yes, that's what I'm saying. So if Captain Carter came into this universe, she wouldn't be animated anymore.
Yes.
Is the point I was making.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
I know she was the Carter from that universe.
I think Sammy's talking to Hannah.
Oh, I see.
I don't think he's talking to us. I think he's directing his.
I see. I'll move on.
I didn't see what Exchange Sports said, but he's written there as a joke. I don't hate people.
And he said, "I hate people." By
No. I'm with you the first time. I hate people.
Yeah, I agree. People are the absolute worst.
Hence why I prefer a universe where they're not there.
Yeah, people are the worst. And
I would love to be in a universe where I could just be me on my own. That actually sounds great.
I'd like it if you're in the universe and just you on your own as well.
as long as I had an internet connection that got media from other universes.
No, because then I'd still be... just media.
Media.
But no social
media. No.
No, not social media.
Right,
just
okay.
so I can watch... Because, like, movies would be less exciting if you were the only person that existed.
I disagree, because it could be whatever the fuck I wanted it to be.
Yeah, but then you would have already seen it.
So, I like watching the things I make. I'm a narcissist.
Same, but... But then you're just like, I want to watch a movie. Oh, give me 2 years. I have to make one.
You wouldn't need 2 years.
Depends what type of movie you are making.
It's just you. You've got no other obligations.
Neither do the people who are making the movies. It's their fucking job.
They have family obligations.
Not all of them.
I imagine at least some of them do.
Yeah, but they just stop.
They're
in
not
the
all
evenings.
nerds that live in the basement with their mums, Jack.
No, that's Star Wars fans.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
You would stop.
That
Still,
reminds me.
though.
How is your mum?
I don't have a basement. I'm also not a Star Wars fan.
Sorry.
Oh my god!
Go back to the States, you cunt.
I would love to if I could. I had a great time. I was happier.
Oh god!
So, we haven't forgotten that Chris is a prick then.
That was amazing.
Who makes the TV that you're watching these films on if no one else exists? Yeah, well, we would. We'd figure it out.
Yeah. It's your universe.
With
Do what you want.
what? It's just you.
We aren't implying that you're sitting in an absolute wasteland.
That's what he came across
I'm not
as.
just floating in an abyss. I just said I was the only person there.
Oh, okay.
I'd have cats and dogs and wild, innocent things, things that don't make me want to kill myself
Cats
on a
aren't
daily
innocent,
basis.
they're cunts.
Yeah, but they're cute.
That was
They are cute.
That was the second one.
Oh, it was.
God damn it, Charlie. You can only say
I
cats
never
once.
use it.
Anyway, America Chavez.
That's why I said I would like a universe where it's just me, but I can get media from other universes.
Yeah, but Rich is saying, where does the TV come from?
Another universe.
Yeah, you want, like, Yodel or something would be handy as well.
Interdimensional self-delivery.
So you want Amazon still? You still want Amazon Prime?
Via drone.
Via drone. Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with electricity. I'll plug it into another fucking universe. I'll just leave the star open the entire
then other people
And
will
also,
come in.
as we said, we aren't sitting in no man's land. There is
There's just no people.
Oh, this
everything
is brilliant.
is the same.
I'm loving this.
There are just no humans. I'll just plug it the fuck in.
And then I wouldn't have to pay an energy bill to anyone.
Who's going to work the power plant?
Me! I'll do it.
Whilst you're watching the TV and
People on hamster wheels, you fuck. What's the matter with
Next to
you?
have someone there running it, making sure it doesn't explode.
Yeah, well, yeah. By running it, you mean on, and they sit there
I won't
watching
pretend I
Looney
know how.
Tunes.
I don't know. I won't pretend to know how a power plant works.
Yes, Sammy, all the people magically disappeared. That sounds like bliss.
Basically, the rapture happened, and
Yeah.
I was the only sinner. There we go.
Also, Streamsort says this is truly a rabbit trail. False, it's a hole.
It's a badger hole.
Come on, mate. It's written on the Twitch channel. The thing is, though, you wouldn't need to.
Exactly.
But you don't need to go there if something went wrong. Otherwise, you could just let the power plant be.
Exactly. And you would just make it far away enough that if it did explode, you're still fine, and then you go to the next
go
one.
to the next power plant.
I am 100% with you. Also, just go somewhere where there's a fucking hydro dam. How do you run it? Water. Done.
See, there you go. There's an answer to that question.
Done. Like, how do you get your electricity? A windmill, solar panels, what the fuck ever. It doesn't matter. All I need is an extension cable. Rabbit Trail Media. That sounds dirty.
Awful. It sounds worse than rabbit hole. How
I
does
know.
that make sense?
I
It
just-
kind
Doesn't make any
of
sense.
sounds gross. I don't think it is.
Maintenance where it's at. But you've got all the time
I
without
train
being...
the dogs.
We've got all the time in the world without being distracted by obligations towards other human beings.
Yeah.
Therefore, we can fucking learn. And also, we wouldn't have to pay to learn. We could just read a goddamn book.
Also,
just
I'd
leave
argue
a manual on
the same thing. Move to the next one.
Yeah, just it's broken. It's broken. Move.
Next.
Monkey butlers.
So this power plant has gone. Eventually, all that'll be left is Chernobyl, and you'll be like, "Well, this is the last one left, so I can
It's
risk."
been a good life.
Yeah, I
that's
can
the
risk
end.
it. I've had a lovely time without having to. You could, in theory, never have to say another word again. In
Oh
your
my
life.
god. Yeah.
Do you ever get it where you're just at home on your own all fucking day and you realise it's like 7 p.m. and you haven't said anything, so you just go, hello?
I'd always stop singing to myself at that point.
No, I've not had that. I'm married.
Yes, the monkey butlers
been
were not
married
being
for
Charlie
less.
and myself.
That's fine. Every now and then you could just be like,
Delivery man, do you want to stay for a bit?
but it's fine. Actually, no, it'd be a
I have
drone.
needs
Delivery
delivery man.
drones.
Delivery drone. Yeah, as long as I can still get I still have media. It's fine. As long as I can podcast to myself.
We basically do.
I was going to say, wouldn't be that much different.
You had to do it on your own the other week when my internet crashed.
I'll beg to differ. There were two of me, actually. So I was just talking to the other me.
All right.
Which I would be fine with that.
Yeah, a universe where there was just other me's.
Not too many.
Of course.
One. Tops.
You'd end up killing each other. You'd argue.
About what? We would agree on everything.
No, you'd find a way. You'd
would
find something to
literally
disagree about.
agree
It's you.
on everything.
It's
Although I-
you and another you. You
Although
will
I
find
do
something to
agree
argue
with you,
about.
Jack, I see Charlie's point. If anyone's gonna, if anyone's gonna have,
If
a way of
anyone's going to
arguing
do
with-
that, it's going to be you.
I fully agree that if I was just with someone who was similar to me, I would murder them.
Oh yeah, we'd
But
kill each other.
Yeah. If we would live on different continents, I think. If we were the only two people left, I'd be like, I'll take Europe.
I think we'd do all right for a bit.
Yeah, it would be fine.
Yeah, for a bit, and then
And then eventually, like, I'll take Europe.
Phenomenal Rick and Morty reference there.
But if it was literally me, and we would agree on everything because it is literally me. So is it fine? Do you want this? Do I fuck? There we go. Do you not want to do this? Agreed. There we go. Sorted.
and that's the multiverse of madness.
We should probably talk a little bit more. I did really like the general Obviously, I love Wong.
Oh yeah, Wong's
Wong's excellent. And also just the interactions between Strange and America Chavez.
Yes, I thought they were good together.
Really good.
Yeah.
The only other complaint I'd have about American Chavez and Strange and the thing was, I didn't like that the whole plot point was I can't control my powers, I can't control my powers, I can't control my powers. Yes, you can. Oh yeah, I can.
I did think that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. There wasn't even a bit. She was like, okay, so let's think about this. She was like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, no, you are
just like
bang
real
on.
quick into. But I bought it. It was fine. I was like, okay,
I
fair
didn't
enough.
think about
Happens
it
a lot in
until
these
you
talks.
just said it, but you are absolutely
I
right.
also think it wouldn't have been as bad if 40 minutes hadn't been cut out of this movie.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, was it really?
Yeah. So they did reshoots, but it was to do less. They did
Right.
They did reshoots and reshot things in ways so they could cut out more. I don't know why. I don't know what it was that was cut out. Maybe we will never know. Release the Raimi cut. Let's be one of those fuckheads. Release the Raimi cut.
Why not? Anything to try and boost this
Works.
channel.
Let's release a 4-hour piece of dog shit and try and claim it's the best thing that's ever happened. Best scene of the year was The Flash with dog shit acting in a blue room going, I'm the best, Dad. Literally, that's what he says. I'm the best. Best scene of the fucking year. Get out.
I quite like what you
Zack
just did.
Snyder's wanker league.
That was good. I like that.
That was Ezra Miller's performance.
Oh, we don't talk about that prick.
We don't talk
I'm
about
insulting him, so
Ezra.
I'm insulting him though, so it's fine.
I appreciate the use of the meme there.
He's a piece of shit
He is.
who wears a stupid costume, like, let's be honest, the Flash costume is not good, and runs like an absolute person who would choke slam a woman. It's literally how he runs in the Flash.
Wait.
I haven't seen
I was
it.
like, I need to go faster than the speed of light. I need to break the rules. You haven't set up the rules. Don't talk about the rules. Like,
So someone said earlier. I'm trying to go back on track. Someone said earlier about the music fight.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool for a second, then it went on too long.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree with you. It was like cool. Oh, it's still going.
Yeah, I was like, when he like pulled all the notes off of the stave, if you want to get and then fired them out, I was like, oh, that's a sick magic trick. And then they just started playing absolute. I don't know what you're agreeing with me with, but thank you. Was it to do with the Flash? Who's Phoebe? From Friends.
I think he runs like Phoebe from Friends.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
But then they just started doing it back and forth, and actual music was playing. I was like, this has just gotten weird now. It's gone on for too long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
that was the other 40 minutes they cut. They had an entire symphony.
But then he got impaled.
Yes, he did.
He did. He died the same way that the kid out of Immortal Kid, they think he dies in Misfits the first time. Exactly the same way.
Not seen that.
Yeah. Nah.
Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, yeah. It's pretty funny, but it's not. You're not missing much by not having seen Misfits.
I would disagree on the first 3 seasons. Anything after that, you're doing yourself a favour.
Yeah,
by not
yeah,
watching
true,
it.
yeah.
It's one of those shows of this is popular, let's carry it on, despite the fact that all the characters have left.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens.
So there's that.
There's that. I have a question about him now having the third eye in his forehead.
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that.
Being really freaked out about it in the mid-credit scene. Or just
At the
before,
end of
at
the
end
actual
of
film,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then in the mid-credit scene, yeah, this is fine.
That is called The Passage of Time.
Yeah, I was going to say is what happens if
No,
you.
but I didn't know how much time had passed.
I think it's
No,
fair
that's-
to assume long enough to get used to
No,
it.
I was just.
It's also
I-
a very Sam
Crazy.
Raimi thing to do, to just have something be like, and
Yeah,
then it's
end it in
immediately
despair,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just immediately fine.
Well, that is, I would argue, that would freak you out, and then you would get used to it. Same way as if I woke up in the morning and an arm was missing, I'd be like, ah! But a month later, I'd be like, yeah, my arm's gone. I'm used to the missing arm thing, and I've accepted
I
it
think
now.
you would stretch it, because of video games, you would stretch it out longer than a month.
Oh, I don't think I would last a month before I just decide to end everything.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially if it was your right arm.
No, I'm quite ambidextrous when it comes to that.
What are you talking about?
Writing.
No, oh, yeah.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to time code it. Was like,
No, of course not, of course not. Yeah, I'm ambidextrous, so I can write fuck all with both hands.
that is the exact opposite of ambidextrous.
I think that was the joke.
Yes.
Lord. Anyway, yes, Charlize Theron. I was going to ask about that. Sammy says, as clear. I don't know who that is.
Doctor Strange's wife.
I see. Didn't know that.
She is the Sorcerer Supreme from the Dark Dimension.
Ah, okay.
and obviously not his wife at
Yet, but-
yes, but in the comic she becomes his wife, and I assume that is where the whatever Doctor Strange 3 will be. It'll be them in the fixing something in the dark dimension. They didn't really explain how properly. I think how an incursion happens.
Yeah, that was kind of brushed
Because
around.
why is there an incursion in the dark dimension? He didn't go there.
But maybe that's to do with the fact that because he dream walked with a corpse.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe it's that's caused that. Because they were like,
could
that's
be.
forbidden. Dream walking a corpse is forbidden.
The spirits were saying
And
as much.
yeah, and the demon things were attacking him.
Yeah.
That's true. We haven't talked about that.
No.
That was fucking sick.
Well,
Do you know what?
all of that stuff, all of the stuff that was Wanda and Doctor Strange and their thing was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
All of it.
I loved
All
the
of it.
fact we've gotten to a point in the MCU where there is a Minotaur man and no one says shit. Like, not explained at all. He's not only a Minotaur man, but not quite a Minotaur, just an upright bull, and is green. Not a word. And I fucking loved it. I love the fact that we can just go, yeah, this is... Because this is just in the normal universe.
Yeah.
They haven't had it. Have we had anthropomorphic animals before?
Don't
You
think
know
so.
what that reminded you? I thought the same thing. And it reminded me of in Loki, where he's just totally unfazed by the alligator. Loki, like, it's a bit weird, yeah, but it's not really what we're here for.
I mean, they do bring it up a lot about how strange it is.
no, but he's just like, now there's bigger problems.
Oh, right. Well,
You know, like.
But literally just... Yeah, he's there. And he's a fucking wizard.
I'm on board with a lot of stuff like that in the MCU right now. We've got to the point where it's just things are just there and we're just okay with it.
Yeah, we're just... in Shang-Chi, it was... Oh, there's dragons.
Yep, cool, fine.
Yeah,
I buy it.
I'm absolutely fine with
And
it.
I think that's where something the MCU has done really well. Is just creating a world where we just like, yeah, cool, fine, I buy it. That's that's what's in this world. Cool, fine by me.
Yep. But the fact that he creates a cloak out of spirits is fucking cool as shit. Yeah. From the trailers, I never expected that would just be Strange. I knew that from very early in the film that Defender Strange was going to turn out to be Zombie Strange, not because he dies, but because of the scars across his face were matched from the obviously Zombie Strange in the trailer. But I never expected that he would just dreamwalk into the corpse and just be like, yeah, this is how we do things now. And then I love this Scarlet Witch then just calling him out, calling him a hypocrite. And all that kind of stuff. And using the Darkhold to dreamwalk into a corpse, which is even forbidden by Darkhold standards.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, shit. And then Christine just being like, every fucking time. You grab the Darkhold every fucking time. What is it with you, you fucking knobhead?
But then what I liked was, he did all that and he did what he needed to do, but then got to the point where he's like, so like Wong was saying to him, like, you need to take her powers. And he's like, I know exactly what I need to do.
Also mildly hypocritical from Wong,
Yes.
given that 4 minutes earlier he just was talking to Scarlet Witch about, you want to do this at the cost of a child's life.
Yeah.
Referring to her. And then just goes, murder her!
But I think that's the point. No, I think the point is showing that in this situation, everyone else goes to the absolute worst extremes, and he realizes that he had seen that. He had seen it with his own eyes now in other universes and what that meant and how that's not going to solve the problem and that he needed to be better than that. And I think that was actually quite well done and was the only way that I think Doctor Strange is going to have that development. It's the only way, because that character is arrogant. The only way he's going to have that development is to actually realize and see everything else and see himself doing it. To go, okay, no, like that's not what I need to do. I do need to be better here, and then that, works going forward. And I like that. I think that's good development and good writing.
Yep. No, I love pretty much everything, especially, oh my God. Yeah. As you said earlier, Wanda was fucking terrifying. And then it was nice that it wasn't just a big pew sparkles and various other shapes and mysticism battle at the end. It was literally just, your kids are scared as fuck of you.
Yeah, and that was good as well, because it was like, from the very beginning, they're just like, you're not going to beat her. From the very beginning, she's like, she's fucking powerful. No one's, and they talk about like how are we gonna do this, and that was the whole point of the story, was how are we gonna beat her. And I liked that they didn't just shoehorn in a bullshit way of beating her. They didn't beat her. They couldn't beat her. No. All they could do was help her to let Wanda out, essentially, and find the right, being moral again. They couldn't defeat her. They're not strong enough to defeat her. They just need to turn her. And I think that's more interesting. And the fact that they stuck with that and they could have easily just come up with some bullshit spell or something to overpower her, but they didn't do that. And it makes sense that the only thing that's going to be really strong enough to stop her is her.
In the original script for Endgame, she was meant to kill Thanos.
Yes.
So it's pretty.
Well, she almost does in Endgame.
Yeah. But that was she was meant to finish him off.
Yeah.
I think I'd like that.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
That would have been better.
It would have been cool.
Yeah,
but
but I guess what they wanted to do was they knew they wanted to do stuff with her going forwards, and I imagine killing Thanos is going to be quite cathartic for her, and she probably wouldn't have got to the point she's at now.
No, exactly. But I think that is pretty clear now, and this was clearly their intention as well. That all this dumb arguing online, obviously, about who the strongest Avenger is, and the answer is Wanda.
It's Wanda, yeah.
By a country fucking mile. Yeah, I think it's excellent. What I did like as well, they didn't beat around the bush about revealing that she was the villain.
No.
They didn't take too long. It was just you didn't tell me her name, did you? And Doctor Strange be like, on the inside. Yeah. But it was just like, oh my fucking gosh. We are fucked.
No, exactly. I like this. From the beginning, she's the villain, and she was fucked up and scary and motivated all the way through in a way that I was like, I buy it. I buy why she would be like that. Like, because there are elements of going, but Wanda's always been like trying to be right, and she was so upset she accidentally killed people in Ultron and stuff. It's like, but now she's been fucked, and she's not Wanda anymore, and she's not Wanda. And I think they actually do a very good job at being very clear on. They say like, this isn't Wanda. She's the Scarlet Witch. She's beyond Wanda, and it makes sense. She's got to that point. She's had, and even I think they explicitly say it. Like, you didn't have to blow the head of the person you love to watch him come back to life to be for it to mean nothing.
For it to mean nothing. Yeah.
And then have a life that you've created that you don't realize, and have your kids taken away from you, essentially. Like, fuck you up. And if there's a way that you can get that back, you're going to be fighting for it back, aren't you? So, and yeah, I liked that it was just a case of when she saw that the kids were terrified of her, as they would be. If a duplicate of my mum turned up like that, I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
If my mum turns up in general, I'm
pretty upset, exactly. So
Hannah says when Wanda was coming to Kamar-Taj, why didn't they just take America somewhere else? Because I believe they even said in the film they think that was their place that they could, like, that was their strongest home ground.
They felt like
home turf advantage,
place,
and they felt like that could be the place that they could get the strongest defenses and stuff.
Yeah.
And for the most part, it was working, other than that one useless prick who let Elizabeth Olsen get into his head.
Yep.
I say useless prick. Let's be honest. It wouldn't be very difficult.
She's in my head, that's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Rent free.
Why didn't she look for Viz in another dimension? Then she could have made more fake children. She wanted those children.
Yeah, she wanted her children.
I'm surprised Vision wasn't in it in any way.
Yeah, I was.
But I guess logistically,
I'm glad he wasn't.
Those children wouldn't have been able to come out of Vision. So it's probably not...
Biologically, logistically...
Both.
The logistics of having children is still a fair
It still works, yeah.
It's still a fair statement. So I doubt he's around in that capacity.
I'm glad he wasn't in it. I'm hoping we just don't see White Vision for a while, and we'll get that later.
Oh yeah, I don't think we will, and I don't think we'll see any of these characters for a while.
But it should be.
I think it'll... Yeah, they want to do... They'll do a big reveal of Wanda coming back.
Yeah.
And obviously we're not going to get anything even multiverse for a while.
Which also thinks good.
I think Ant-Man will probably be the next one, which is next year.
Well, yeah, because it's Quantum Mania, isn't it? So that's kind of implies there's some form of...
And the villain is Kang.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that.
I hope he's blue.
Whedon originally wanted Viz to have a penis. I think it's implied he does, because he spends some time with Wanda.
Hang on, he specifically... What a strange thing to... Okay.
In the comics, Viz can alter his anatomy at will.
He does in the films as well, pretty much.
True.
To a degree, yeah. He doesn't change his general shape, but yeah, he grows
Not that we see.
Well, that's true. But he bases his look off of Thor.
God, imagine what you could do if you could just like at will.
Turns out Whedon is a penis, though.
I was laughing at Hannah's comment.
I'm not reading that out.
I am. No, I'm not.
I'm not reading that out.
Let's move on.
Smut.
Let's move on. Pure smut. Outrageous. He made the art department come up with concept art of this penis. He wanted it on screen. That would have never happened.
What
Obviously,
did he think? What film did he think he was making?
Necrophiliac. Necrophiliac? No.
What?
Nymphomaniac is what I meant to say. But I said necrophiliac.
I mean-
That's a film.
Yes, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
That's why that was the joke. Nymphomaniac is a film. That was the film he
Joss
thought he
Whedon
was
make
making.
that?
No, he didn't.
No, the first thing you said sort of works because she reanimates his dead body, doesn't she?
This is true.
Yeah, this is true.
This is true.
This is true.
Can we move on? I feel really weird.
Reading the things.
Reading the things. We can't read, but we're reading the things. Yeah.
I have one from Rich. I've come to the realization that the film isn't what I wanted it to be, but that's fine. No film is made specifically for me, other than that one Jack made the other day.
Dad!
Lord.
Daddy hold!
There were some great moments, some frustrating moments, some annoying moments.
Is this the film
Same
you
thing.
made the other day?
And then the post-credit scene that made me angry. Yeah. What a waste of time.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the characters in the Illuminati, only to have them completely destroyed, which made me sad. Loved actually getting Captain... No! We did not get Captain Britain. We got Captain Carter. Captain Britain is a completely different character who is much, much better. Don't come at a nerd.
That's the last time Jack makes a film for you.
Exactly. We did not get...
I think that's also the last time Rich Ends is reading the
This
things.
is the version of Captain Britain that we get. I'm a fucking riot. Hard if we never get a Captain Britain. We've got on a Moon Knight, we can get an actual Captain Britain. All I wanted to say is I hated it all. What? All in all, I wouldn't say I hated it all, but I wouldn't rush to see it again. It's not Captain UK, it's Captain Carter. Don't they even call her Captain Carter?
Yes.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene, I didn't care. That's what post-credit scenes
It didn't
used to
make
be
me
in
angry.
these films. I wasn't
Oh,
bothered.
just like,
It just gave me
yeah.
a giggle. I was like, what a waste of time.
It was
Yeah, when
more that these days, credits are longer than the film.
credits are
And
long.
I had to wait for an unfunny joke from Bruce Campbell.
No, I get that. I get that. It's just I don't care because this is exactly what these post-credit film scenes used to be in these films. Fucking
Yeah, but
Avengers, they were just sat in a shawarma shop eating.
Yeah.
Credits weren't as long. But to be fair, but Captain America is Captain Rogers. Isn't Captain Rogers? Yeah. But they call her Captain Carter in the film. So she's not fucking Captain Britain. She's Captain Carter. She is Captain... Even all the comics. She's in comics now. They're called Captain Carter. They're not... She is Captain Carter. Not Captain Britain. Captain Britain, his name is Brian. And he does a thing with Excalibur. Anyway... I like Captain Britain. I want Captain Britain, basically. Ideally, I think Marvel should be like, haha, fuck you, DC, and cast Henry Cavill. There we go. Move on. Yeah, but I'm also of the mindset of I've always hated those post-credit scenes, and if you've got nothing to say, don't.
Fair enough.
Just do one. We don't need to. Just do one, and make that the useful one. We don't need a joke one. They're never funny. They're always irritating.
The Deadpool one was quite good. The first Deadpool.
Was it?
Yeah, I quite liked it.
Okay. I didn't even... it's just a Ferris Bueller joke, which is in every fucking movie ever made.
I like Ferris Bueller.
I like Ferris Bueller. Doesn't need to be in every movie every day.
I disagree. I think you should.
The Cat Patience one was fun. I rolled my eyes when she said I can do this all day.
Yep.
I was like, you're not Chris Evans. You shut your whole mouth.
Yeah.
Wow! Fucking hell!
I do agree. That didn't work for me. That didn't work for me at all. That was a...
It didn't bother me.
And then she got cut in half. I was like, that's what you get? what you get. The suit was cool though, and the jetpack was fucking sick. But anyway,
Now, I actually do have other things I need to report back about my time watching this film.
okay.
Because I watched it in American cinema.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
And obviously there was the whole conversation about, good American audiences are infuriating, blah, 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 blah. Now, yes, they were. But not quite for the reasons you'd think. Because they didn't erupt and pop in the way that I expected them to at the moments you would expect. Because you would assume
It was just during all the dialogue.
You would assume it was when Josh, what's his face, the office man, came on screen and stuff like that, right?
His first name isn't difficult. It's John.
James. You would assume it's those kind of moments, yeah? No. The moments where the cinema erupted was the Avatar trailer.
Oh, fuck off.
Can we talk about how that is the biggest piece of shit trailer that's ever come out?
Yeah,
ever?
it was
Yeah.
like it was an advertising thing for visiting New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get
That
the
film
first
is
one.
going to be dog shit, and it's the only film coming out that I actually want to fail.
It will be shit, but it won't be. It'll be a success. Guarantee it. Because the trailer's already been huge. It'll be a success. It shouldn't be, but it'll be a success.
Does no one remember what the first film was?
One of the best selling films of all time.
Yeah, I know, but it was still. But,
It's shit. No, I agree.
but if you
it's
actually
shit.
look at reviews and have people talk about it, no one fucking liked it.
No, I know. It doesn't make any
people
sense
just went,
to me.
"Oh, pretty 3D."
Yeah. That's it. Sammy says it will be a bad film, but people will watch it.
Yeah,
I-
so
it
no,
will.
that's why we're still getting fantastic shite and
So
where to
either way,
fuck them.
everyone erupted at that. Then everyone erupted when it did the Marvel flicker.
Weird thing to erupt at.
Yep. Then they cheered when Wong came on the screen.
What?
He was literally in the...
Yeah,
Wong.
he's-
What are you cheering about?
You saw him in Shang-Chi 6 months ago.
What the fuck are you cheering about? Then they cheered when Mordo was on screen. He was also in all the trailers. We know about these people. What are you cheering about? And then they cheered when he said Illuminati. That was the biggest one.
Oh, what?
He said, "We're the Illuminati," and people were like, "Yeah! Whoa! Wow! Yeah!" AR-15s going off and everything. When the other characters came on, there was a few "Oh!" They were quieter. They were quieter for the cameos with Xavier and whatnot than they were the simple things that everyone knew about.
I would have
I don't like it in
expected
America.
that bit to have been where everyone went
People
mad.
didn't give a shit about any of that. They were pretty tame for that. They were reacting, but they were pretty tame. Where the Illuminati got the biggest eruption, and Camilla and I looked at each other like, "You fucking for real?"
There are many reasons why I will never move to the States. The cinema is the biggest. I don't like.
It was a big cinema, yeah.
Ha ha! You fucking knobbit. But the way they behave in the cinema is.
It's not just in the cinema, Jack. We were in Disney World, right? So we went to the Indiana Jones live stunt show spectacular.
Okay, the way they act, sitting in a chair facing a direction.
Because I admit the stunt show spectacular was cool.
Was it
you know?
spectacular?
It was pretty spectacular. It was some good live action stunts by a man that looked a little bit like Indiana Jones because he was wearing a costume. But everything he did one thing and people were like, "Yeah! Wah!" It's like,
Yeah, Floridians in particular are very like that.
This is Disneyland. This is a very scripted event that's happening
Yeah.
right now. This man has done nothing but run in a straight line, and then some people in a box pressed the buttons at the right time to make the fake arrows fly. That's all that happened. Why are you so excited?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people, British and American people who live in Florida, some in Orlando and some in Sarasota, which is about an hour away, and they look at other Americans and just I live in the wrong place. I was born in the wrong country. This is ridiculous.
What needs to happen is a bunch of Americans need to go to the cinema in the UK. Individually, not together, obviously. We
'Cause that'd
can't
be a
have
nightmare.
them.
Yeah,
We can't have
you
them.
have the same problem.
We can't have them riling each
You
other
don't want
up.
them congregating and
And they need to cheer and be immediately smacked down. They need to be like, "Yeah, shut your fucking face!"
Yeah.
I don't
without hesitation.
I don't mind a bit of a reaction in the cinema. You and I have done it ourselves.
A small reaction that's contained at appropriate times.
And a little bit sexual.
Yeah, exactly. Among your during trailers and stuff, fine. During the Avatar trailer, I was loud. I was vocally fuck off about that trailer. got a couple of chuckles from the surrounding area. It was fine. I was pleased. But during the film, you react. And do you know how I reacted?
You jacked off the people next to you. And giggled about it.
No, it's just...
Oh, fuck me! Oh, God.
You can have a sort of reaction if there are speaking words happening.
All words are speaking words.
Not if you're you, Charlie.
True.
Yeah, I was going to say, yours are just noise.
No.
So if speaking words are happening, speaking words are not happening from yourself, from anyone. Because, oh God, all those audience reactions and videos and stuff of people cheering over the in
Sorry.
Imagine how loud it was here. It was here.
I'm deaf.
For you, it's going through a compressor and then your TV controls.
Yeah.
I was still laughing about it.
He was in my actual ear.
Yeah. It's very exciting. You know, let's press start after this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Do we have to?
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock.
It is 20 to 10. Read the time.
It's nearly 10 o'clock.
Yeah, which for me is like 3 in the afternoon.
For me, it's not.
Getting peckish.
I'm off tomorrow. Fuck it.
I'm
do
not.
this.
Yeah, I'm also not. Anyway.
This has been Admit One, your movie. I'm going to end it there. I'm not going to give anyone a choice. This has been Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can see any time that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media. And you can join the Chaos and Carnage. It is a conversation over in the Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can... What have I done? Twitch.
Instagram.
You can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok for all the tits and bits merch .rabbitholemedia.co.uk for shit and
Money.
yeah. You subscribe.
Money, please.
You subscribe for no money, and it gives us money. Do that. And until next time, we shall see you then.
Yeah, you want me?
Shall I do a... Coming up on the channel, we got a press start, which will hopefully be about 5 minutes long. And then on Tuesday, we will be back to talk about Logan. What timing
For me,
you've had.
I know.
What timing you've had.
know.
You've planned this well. It was
Yeah.
your idea to do X-Men. I've had to do all the shite. And then you've just come back and gone, yeah, I'm going to do Doctor Strange and Logan.
Whilst I did Apocalypse with Jack.
And then Deadpool 2.
Very sorry. And then Deadpool 2. But you also have to do Dark Phoenix. So
I do have to do Dark Phoenix, but I've not seen that.
have we got an actual confirmed list of passion films? No. We do not.
Jack has not picked his yet.
Have you? Is yours actually... Oh.
Yeah, I'll definitely pick mine.
Basically...
I
if-
will say mine is unlikely to win, so I wouldn't be concerned.
I think mine's got a good shout.
Maybe.
The one you picked was one I was considering picking.
Oh, was it?
Fair. But that's about it. Next Saturday will obviously be the... Oh, we should have probably... What?
It's not about it.
What do you mean that's
After
not about it?
Logan.
Oh, shit. Yeah, after Logan, we're doing the Kristian's Geek Haul video.
I bought shit.
He bought shit, and he hasn't told me what it is. He wants to excite me on air. Is essentially what's happening.
I've hidden it all the way, so you can't see any of it.
That's fair, because it's very unlikely I'm going to randomly rummage through your home. So that's it's a fair plan.
Yeah,
a fair
so
plan.
I've hidden everything away. It's annoying because I actually originally the other day I was like, I can't wait to display all this stuff, and I was starting to put stuff out. I was like, no, because then I have to take it away when Jack comes.
I like Hannah's joke there.
It's good.
You
I
were going to
appreciate
pick
it.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail, Chris.
I actually considered that.
We would have fired you.
Python's sick. You're wrong. But nah, I just thought do something different.
Indeed.
Hello Kitty.
My I need to pick one, but I also I don't even. Not even it is Monty Python's best film. It's way better than Life of Brian.
It's not.
Just
It's
say
not.
it's now 9:45.
And until next time, we shall see you then.